not feel that good in body, but I thank God that when we're weak, He's strong.
Amen.
And that God can give us strength. You know, and the Lord called us to do a work, and He called us to do it even in the bad times just as well as the good. And I come today to praise God. I come today to put just as much in it, whether I don't feel good, as just as much as I'm going to put in when I do feel good. Amen? So I come to get in touch with God. I come to have a good time with the Lord. How many come to have a good time with God? God's doing great and mighty things. Amen. And He's making a statement. He's making a statement that, devil, you've tried your best and your best ain't good enough. And that God's got His people. He's got His people and He's protecting them. And I thank God that He's here today and that God is He's going to do great and mighty things. He's showing up and God has already got planned what He wants done. And there ain't no devil out of hell going to stop it. Amen? And we're going to have us a good time. I believe Monique got the youth ready to sing a song. Is that correct? So, Monique, honey, do your thing.
Now
try to do this. Feel led to do this. I want to ask Sister Sharon, would you come up here with us on this one? Come up here. She might not claim to be a singer, but I don't know. There's a connection. You can come around and sing that song. You need to sing it if you want to. You're on. Ready to go. You ask me how it is that I'm still standing. You wonder how I made it through the storm. I can boast of any special powers. There's no secret. I just held on, and I held on till the storm was over. I don't claim to be a hero. I don't have all the answers. I held on till the storm was over. Not because I'm good, not because I'm great, not because I'm strong. I just held on. I can tell that things are finally happening. I've got blessings that I can't call my own. Oh, there were so many times I wondered if I would make it. But while I was wondering, oh Lord, I just kept holding on. And I held on till the storm was over. I don't claim to be a hero. I don't have all the answers. I held on till the storm was over. Not because I'm good, not because I'm great, not because I'm strong. I just held on. Sing it with us, church. Storm was over. I don't claim to be a hero. I don't have all the answers. I held on till the storm was over. Not because I'm good, not because I'm great, not because I'm strong. Sing it again, church. I held on. How many's holding on? Till the storm was over. I don't claim to be a hero. I don't have all the answers. I held on till the storm was over. Not because I'm good, not because I'm great, not because I'm strong. I just held on till the storm was over. I don't claim to be a hero. I don't have all the answers. I held on till the storm was over. Not because I'm good, not because I'm great, not because I'm strong. I just held on. I just held on. I'm holding on for you. I'm holding on. I can't do it.
I don't want you to be.
You're a pretty. We got so much to be thankful for. How many is truly blessed? When he walks among us, all that we done, all of his mercy, all of his love, in the pit of the rider, right every day, nothing but makes words, it never contains just how I feel. Amen. Give God another hand clap.
Well, there ain't no grave gonna hold my body down. Well, there ain't no grave gonna hold my body
God that, no matter what you go through, there's something about a person's will to survive. Amen? And when I'm not talking about the will to survive physically, but I'm talking about spiritually. There's great men and women of God that we read in the Bible that have been attacked in many different ways. But yet, when it was all said and done and the smoke cleared Brother P.D., they were still standing strong. Amen. Many times they got knocked down on their knees. Many times they got knocked down flat on their face. But the one thing they all had in common is that in the end they were standing because they were standing for the Lord. Amen. We need to give God praise. Amen. We need to give God thanks. Because it's only through and by Him that we can do anything. And I thank God that no matter how bad things may get, no matter how rough things may look, you know what? I can stand flat on my feet, and I can throw my head in the air, and I can look that devil straight in the eye and say my foot is on the rock and my mind is clear. I didn't come to put on a show. I come to praise God. I come to give Him glory. This ain't no makeup thing. This ain't no fake thing. This ain't something that's on emotion. This is the real deal. Amen. Jesus is real. Hallelujah. He is just as much alive today as He's ever been. We can go pick up a newspaper and it'll tell you what's going to happen tomorrow. But even more so, the Bible is more true than what the newspapers are. I'll give you a chance. You can turn with me to the book of Haggai. Some of you probably go, what? There's a book named Haggai in the Bible? It's one of the 66 books. Sure is. Yep, it's right. Old Testament. The book of Haggai. Book of Haggai. I'm going to start at chapter 1, verse 1. In the second year of Darius, the king, in the 6th month, in the first day of the month, came the word of the Lord by Haggai, the prophet unto Zerubbabel, the son of Shealtiel, governor of Judah, and to Joshua the son of Jehozadak, the high priest, saying, Thus speaketh the Lord of hosts, saying, This people say the time is not come, the time that the Lord's house should be built. Then came the word of the Lord by Haggai the prophet, saying, Is it time for you, O ye, to dwell in your sealed houses, and this house lying waste? Now therefore thus saith the Lord of hosts, Consider your ways. Ye have sown much and have bring in little. Ye eat, but ye have not enough. Ye drink, but ye are not filled with the drink. Ye clothe you, but there is none warm, and he that earneth wages to put it into a bag with holes. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, Consider your ways. Go up to the mountain and bring wood and build the house, and I will take pleasure in it, and I will be glorified, saith the Lord. Ye looked for much, and lo, it came too little. And when ye brought it home, I did blow upon it. Why, saith the Lord of hosts? Because of mine house that is waste, and ye run every man into his own house. Therefore the heaven over you is stayed from dew, and the earth is stayed from her fruit. And I called for a drought upon the land, and upon the mountains, and upon the corn, and upon the new wine, and upon the oil, and upon that which the ground bringeth forth, and upon men, and upon cattle, and upon all that labor of the lands. Consider your ways. We just read in the book of Haggai where that he prophesied, and he said these people, they're saying it's not time to build the house of the Lord, but I want to tell you something, now's time. Amen. The Bible says that today is the day of salvation. Amen. There's many people today, they think, it's not time for us to be going out here and preaching the gospel like we should be. Or they think that it's not time that we should be trying to bring the youth in. The youth is not the church of tomorrow. The youth is the church of right now. It's the church of right now, church. See, so many people, a lot of churches, they say that God must come first, but yet they don't do that. They don't believe that. See, they think that God must come first, Brandon, but yet they don't put God first, Sister Sharon. There's a lot of people today, they believe in God, but yet they put Him on the back burner. Today is the day they need to get the priorities straight. Why do you think people are building their houses, their physical houses? People preach a little bit now.
Come on, brother. Come on.
People take more pleasure in their worldly homes than what they do in the temple of God. Amen. People's got a problem, amen, when they go home and they spend more time taking care of their houses than they do the house of God. Amen. People's got problems when they spend more time trying to make the house that they have built so much prettier than the house of God. That's why the world is in the shape it's in today. People has put their treasures where it don't need to be. See, people is taking pleasure in these worldly things. I'm not a rich man, not according to this world, and don't expect to probably ever will be. I'm not famous or well known. But when it comes to the Lord, you can bet your bottom dollar I'm rich. You see, Malik, what I have here on this earth, no, he can't buy a mansion. You know what I have here on this earth, PD? I can't buy the nice, luxurious $50,000 vehicles and all these fancy things. But there's an old song. I'd rather be in a deep, dark grave and to know that my poor soul is saved than to live in this world in a house of gold and deny my God and lose my soul. See, I thank God that what I have in here, it's not the things of this world. See, I know many people that's got all kinds of money, but in the midnight hour, they're crying out, needing help. Amen. The money won't get them the help that they need, but the help that they need is not of this world. The help that they need can only come from Jesus. Amen. Consider your ways. See, the church world today's got it wrong. They think they got to get all fancy. I'm just going to preach it how it is. It doesn't matter. The church has got too big for the britches. That's exactly what they got. The churches today, they got to have the best of the best. It ain't because they want to do it for the Lord. It's because they want to look better than everybody else. It's exactly what the problem is. When the church gets to the point that they think they're better than the sinners that are out there, they got problems, amen. They got problems. We're supposed to be Christ-like.
Amen.
We need to get off our high horses, what the church world needs to do today. We need to go out and visit the sick. We need to go to the ones that's on drugs. We need to go to the ones that's drunk. We need to go to the ones that are down in the lowest of lows and say, listen, I want to let you know I was once where you were at, and I'm not going to shun you. But let me tell you about a man named Jesus. Let me tell you about somebody that can help you. Let me tell you about somebody that loves you. Let me tell you that you don't have to live this way. Maybe if the church has got back to the old wooden pews, some of us know what I'm talking about. Maybe get a few splinters in your hiney when you sit down, you get up a little bit more for the Lord. Amen. That's the problem. The church has got too comfortable today. That's exactly what the problem is. See, they've gotten too comfortable. Oh, it ain't time to build the house of the Lord. Now's the time to build the house. I get a vision. God gave me a vision, and I know what God gave me. And we're going to take this place by force under the name of the Lord. There's people that are laying in the ground. There's souls that are tied off. And it's up to us to go out and to tell everybody. Some of those people are your loved ones. Some of those people are your friends. Some of those people are your brothers or your sisters. Them people are dependent on you. The question is, are you going to be about the Lord's business? See, we all have callings, and we sit down on our callings, amen. See, what Haggai was doing, he was telling the people, you know what, you got your priorities wrong. It's exactly what you got. Oh, I'm going to preach a little bit. You got people that, you know what, they go to work, and they take pleasure in their work. They like Almighty God. They'll never show up for work late, but yet you can't come to church on time. You got problems, amen. It ain't not me. I know everyone else get late every now and then. That's not what I'm talking about. People that never want to come to church on time, but they'll never be late for work. You got your priorities wrong. But thank God, at least they come to church. But you got your priorities wrong. See, they wasn't there. They wasn't there. Go and show up late for work. They know what doctor will pay. But yet today, in the church world today, Sister Sharon, we got some 20-hour-a-week Christians wanting 40-hour paychecks. Amen. That's exactly what we got. They want the full benefits, but they never want to show up. Amen. You know what? You might as well quit making excuses. That's what the church world's doing today. They make excuses, Brother Mac. You know, they get their feelings hurt and they want to blame it on the pastor. Or they want to blame it on somebody. When in all reality, they didn't want to come to church no how. So what it is they want to use an excuse. Amen. Well, the thing is, if it took somebody to hurt your feelings for you to come out of church, well, the thing is that you wasn't going to church for the right reason anyhow. You shouldn't have been going for the people. You should have been going for the Lord. I don't come. I love each and every one of you. But I don't come to church for you all. I love you. I love you. I do everything I can for you. But I can only live this for myself. See, I can't live the Christian life for you. I can't do it. I can't do it, Brother Greg. See, I can't live it for you. And you know something? It doesn't matter how many people you meet or how many people you try to help. Somebody just ain't gonna like you. You know, the truth is the very one sometimes that hugs your neck is a stabbing you in the back. And they're gonna stab you. And you'll tell them the truth, and then they'll talk about you. And they'll want to whine and cry. But I want to get news for you right now. I want to let you know this. God didn't call me to be a babysitter. He didn't call you to be a babysitter. And if you want to whine and cry because of what the Bible said, you ain't going to be able to call 1-800-CRY-BABY up in heaven and expect God to answer the phone and wipe the snot off your face. It ain't going to happen. What's the truth is the truth, and we need to mark up to it. Amen. The churches has gotten too big for their britches.
Amen.
They think they got to come. Think you got to come to church in a 3-piece suit,
Amen.
or else you can't come to church. That's a bare-faced lie.
Amen.
Show me in the Bible where it says thou shalt wear a 3-piece suit.
Amen.
Because if that's the case, then all it would take is clothing to get you into heaven.
That's right.
There's only one thing I know you can be clothed by and get to heaven. That better be by the blood. Amen. I've seen where it says, well, women, they have to have this nice-looking hairdo. They say, oh, I've seen so many different denominations. I'm sick of denominations. All I want is Jesus. That's all I want is Jesus. I believe there's good about every one of them. I don't know every one of them. Don't want to know every one of them. Because all that matters is Jesus, and that's it. If you ain't got Jesus, you ain't got nothing. That's all it is. If you ain't got love, you ain't got nothing. Amen. If you ain't living by the Word, then you ain't living. Amen. And that's all there is to it. See, you can have the things of this world, but if you ain't got Jesus. See, people need to quit making excuses because God already knows your heart. He already knows your heart. You ain't fooling nobody. We got our priorities wrong. Some will take pride. Some of them, I've seen people, they'll get their cars. I've got an uncle, God help him. He would even talk to his four-wheeler. Sit there and wax it and talk to it. Yeah, it's funny. I've seen people that will sit there, yeah, it's okay, girl. And they sit there and they wax their vehicles. How many of you seen out there, at least they polished the vehicle so much, I believe the paint's going to come off. They want to shine that thing and make it seem. And they'll park it, never drive it, and they'll park it right out there just so you can see it right in the front door. Or people out there, and they'll do different things to their houses. And they'll get it going, and the next thing you know, it's looking beautiful. Well, that ain't good enough. You'll do something to their house, to your house, well, they got to do better. And they'll do something. What about the house of God? Let's make another point. I'm not talking about this house. What about the house of God? Amen. What condition is the house in? See, you're worried about the worldly thing. But what about the spiritual things? See, what about the spiritual things? Amen. Because you're not going to take this wood with you when you leave this world. You ain't going to take it. When it's all said and done, it doesn't matter how much money you got. It standing before an almighty just God. And that's all there is to it. It's not going to be your fancy car that you've been talking to. It's not going to be your home that you had down here. It's not going to be your mother that's cried and prayed for you. It's not going to be your pastor that's prayed and prayed for you. It's going to be you and Jesus. That's it. But you've got to consider your ways. I think it's Benjamin Franklin. He wrote something one time. I never knew a man that was good at making excuses that was ever good at anything else. If you're good at making excuses, that's the only thing you're good at. Because you'll never do nothing. You'll never do nothing. One of the things I believe is, I guess, I've heard people say, man, why is it the people down there in the hills of Kentucky, they can preach, they'll preach hellfire and brimstone, and you can feel the power all over. I believe it's a little bit easier to preach in Kentucky because we know where God's brought us from, and that we know that we like soup, beans, and cornbread, and we like biscuits and gravy, that we're not raised up on that caviar and all that stuff, and that we know what it's like to be poor, but at the same time being poor, we know what it's like to be happy in the middle of being poor. We know that we might not have had everything we wanted, but we had everything that we needed. And God shall supply all of your needs according to your riches and glory. Amen. But yet we ain't satisfied. We ain't satisfied. Here's a good one. We're going to build a church. I've seen churches. We're going to build a huge church and they only got about 4 or 5 members in it. Why don't you first build your congregation and then get your priorities a little mixed up? Get the priorities mixed up. It'd be like a woman, 16 years old, going ahead and buying a dress for 5 or 6 years later to get married and she don't even have a boyfriend yet. It's a little bit ridiculous. We need a priority straight. Question is, if you live in this world today, where in the world would you go? See, you got some people, they say, oh, I'm all about God. God is the first in my life. God is the only one. He belongs first in my life, and I won't put him second to another. But yet, just as soon as a ball game comes on Sunday, just as soon, they'll go, oh, hallelujah. They'll go to the ball game before they'll go to church. They'll go to the cheerleading before they come to church. But God's house, he's just asking, at least put one day aside to come to his house and worship him. Amen. But people don't want to do that. Oh, they got their faith in God. I've heard people, I've shared visions, come up to a long, rough, bumpy road. Share my vision. God gave me. No, he did. Because there's no way I would have given it to myself. There's no way I couldn't even call myself to preach. But in the middle of a battle and all that, God didn't back up and say, well, I'll let you slide. No, he said, I called you to preach. I called you to pastor. He said, Mark up and do what I said. Be a man. This is why I made you. I didn't make you for nothing. I made you and you're going to do it. But through the rough times, I shared my vision. From people saying, you're not a preacher. There's no way you're going to be able to pastor a church. Just trying to tear you down. People will try to tear you down. They'll always try to tear you down, whether you're right with God or not. People are going to try to tear you down. But I want to be one of the first to tell you today, don't let them. If they tear you down, it's because you let them tear you down. They can't control you. God made you. God loves you. They don't own you. Those people don't have, matter of fact, those people are jealous of you or they wouldn't have told you that. Of what God gave me way before we ever even seen this church. And on down the road, I seen God filling the church up.
Amen.
and you ain't seen anything yet.
Oh, yeah.
People think, Nick, that's crazy. Well, guess what? They already said what was impossible has already been made possible.
Amen.
They said there's no way you're going to fill that church up. You're right, I can't. But God can. I don't come to try to do nothing but just let God be God and just have God use me. See, God's got the hard part. All I need to do is just do what He says. Amen. If we just look at it like that and say, God, I don't have the hard part. You got it. You just tell me what to do, God. I'll do it. You'll take care of the consequences. I know you got this thing. And now they're coming and they're saying, how in the world? Matter of fact, what was it? One of the pastors, a well-known pastor, said, man, that church over there's got it going on. Justin and I were talking about it yesterday. Said they're on fire.
Yes.
Oh, you ain't seen fire yet.
That's right.
Consider your ways. See, we got to come out from among the world, Sister Debbie.
That's right.
I'm tired of regular church.
That's right. Amen.
I'm tired of the regular Christians.
Yes. Amen.
Jesus wasn't no regular Son of God.
No. Right.
God is not no regular God.
No, it's not.
God is the one and only true and living God.
Amen.
We have the Son living in our hearts. We are special, amen. And we can do great things. And it's up to you if you do them, amen. Are you going to sit down and let the world take over your church? Or are you going to stand up and say, we will build, we will. My mama tell you growing up, and I'll be like this all my life, I'm stubborn.
Amen.
I'm very stubborn, but I know I'm right. You will not, and I repeat. So help me God, you will not get me to see otherwise. I will die first. Is that not right, Mama?
That's right.
I know I'm right. That's it. I know what the Bible says is right.
Amen. Amen.
And I will not back up.
That's right.
The churches are interested in what they look like on the outside instead of what they look like on the inside.
Amen.
The churches are interested in looking fancy instead of looking like Jesus.
Amen.
See, the way I read the Bible, honey, Jesus didn't look fancy, amen. He dwelt amongst the sinners, hallelujah. John the Baptist himself, he was girded in camel's hair, and he had honey and locusts tangled up in his beard. No doubt he was not pleasant to look at and might not even smell good. But it wasn't the outside that drew the people. It was what was on the inside that drew the people, amen. It's from the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaketh, amen. It's not the outside, but it's what's on the inside, hallelujah. You can take this bottle of water and be thirsty, but if you don't drink what's on the inside, it's not going to do you no good. If you don't open the lid, it will not do you any good. Faith without works is dead, hallelujah. Come on. We got people that believe that God wants them to do something, but they won't do it because they're lazy
That's right.
or scared. What are you scared of? What are you scared of? If you're telling me God called you to do it, what are you scared of? You think God's going to throw you to the wolves? I've never seen Him do it yet. I've never seen God forsaking anybody.
That's right.
God's never let me down.
Amen.
Just old hillbilly. Mind my own business. Didn't really cause no trouble. Wasn't nothing fancy. But God said that's the one I can use.
That's right. Amen.
Because there's no way He can take credit for it.
Amen.
See, God takes people that ain't got no money, hardly. Don't get me wrong, He'll use people that's got money. But God likes to use people that there's no way they can take credit for, so people say they have to have God.
Amen.
If God can take a little shepherd boy and whoop a giant,
That's right.
if God can take Moses and him stutter and be able to speak to people, if God can take and part the Red Sea, if God can raise a dead man from a grave, if God can God not use you, amen? faith and has not works.
Amen.
Can faith save him? No. You can have faith that Jesus saves you. Most people, they believe Jesus saved them. But unless they ask him to, they're still going to the devil's hell.
Amen.
Faith without works
Yes.
is dead.
Amen.
We've all heard the saying, if you build it, they will come. We say, oh, God's called me to do this, God's called me to do this. But when you going to do it? Well, whenever he tells me to. How long have you had this call? All for years. Well, I guess he's been telling you that for years then. See, we always want to make excuses because we're afraid. When truth is, church, there's nobody in here, nobody, that's not been nervous, scared, afraid of something.
That's right. Amen.
Nobody. Nobody at all. See, the reality is when we get uncomfortable, Brother PD, is where we get out of our comfort zone, where we're relaxed and we're laid back in our spiritual recliners. Kick back with the remote and letting everybody else do the work, and we just along for the ride. And God's saying, and you want to know why my people are out here dying. You want to know why there's people going hungry. And you're praying for me to feed them when your hands are my hands, and I have given you the calling and the means to do it, and you don't do it.
Amen.
Amen.
And you want to pray to me. There's people out there saying, Lord, Lord, please be with them, but yet you don't go lay hands on them. Oh, come on, church. That's just how it is.
Amen.
That's just how it is. Hey, God didn't pull no punches. I'm not going to pull them either. That's just the flat out facts. See, when I come to church, I mean business.
Amen.
When I talk to the devil, I mean business. And he knows that. See, just because you don't feel good, amen, don't mean you need to just take and just quit now. Even harder should we try, amen. God is doing great things in this community.
Amen.
He's doing great. The question, do you want to be a part of it? See, the thing is God is going to do what he set out to do, with or without you. With or without you, because you ain't strong enough, you ain't big and bad enough to stop what he's got. You're not going to stop his plan. But I thank God that I can jump on that train with him, amen, and say, God, let me be a part of it, Lord. Let me help. God, I want to do whatever you want me to do. God, I pray you place me where you want, amen. See, we don't want to trust God, but we can go out to Walmart and buy a puzzle and expect all the pieces to be there and don't even know who made it and hoping that all the pieces will be there, and you can't even trust God. God has got all the pieces right there. If you just need one of the pieces to put it, the puzzle will be complete, amen.
Amen.
But consider your ways. We know God has a plan.
Yes.
And I'm going to tell you right now, I know what God's called me to do, and I will do it.
Amen.
I'll do it. It don't matter how hard it gets. We'll do it. Because if God be with us,
Amen.
then tell me who. I said, tell me who can be against you. Tell me if God be for you, then tell me who can be against you. If God called you to do something, then tell me who can stop you. Nobody can stop the kingdom. Even Pharaoh and the Egyptians couldn't stop Moses, amen. They couldn't stop some Israel. They couldn't stop the children of Israel that had been in slavery for over 400 years. They were weakened. They were down and out. And yet the mighty men of Egypt couldn't even stop the hand of God. There was a pillar of fire by night and a pillar of cloud by day that protected them. And there is nothing that can stop the hand of God. But people don't want to consider their ways anymore. They don't want to consider their ways. Jesus said that the harvest is plenteous,
Yes.
but the laborers are few.
That's right.
There's people out here dying lost. There's people out here ready to accept the Lord. And the so-called Christians ain't doing their job. They're not witnessing. They're not witnessing. They're not being what the Lord expects us to be. We're supposed to be Christ-like. I want you to ask yourself something. If some of the people you passed by and you let go on by, what if Jesus passed by? What do you think he'd do? So that next time that you have that testimony on your heart, or that next time you say, Sister Linda, whatever you need me to do, it doesn't matter. I just want to work for God.
Amen.
If you want me to bag food, if you want me to clean, or Sister Leanne, what do you need me to? I don't care to clean the church. I don't care if it's scrubbed full. I don't care. I just want to be. I'm working on a building.
Amen. Amen.
I'm working on a building.
Amen.
I'm working on a building for my Lord, for my Lord. It's a Holy Ghost building. It's a Holy Ghost building. It's a Holy Ghost building for my Lord, for my Lord. If I was a sinner, I'd tell you what I do. I'd quit my sin and I'd work on my building.
Amen. Amen.
I'm working on a building. I'm working on a building for my Lord, for my Lord. I'm working on something.
Amen. Amen.
I'm working on something.
Amen.
See, Jesus is working on a mansion for me.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
I'm working on a building for me. Man, what a trade. Hallelujah. I think we got the good end of the deal. Amen. And see, the more you work for the Lord, the family gets bigger.
Yep.
The family gets bigger the more you work for the Lord. You know, in the book of Luke chapter 12, the Bible talks about Jesus was speaking about a parable about a man. And he said that this man, he had a big barn and his crop did great. And he had his barn full and still had so much more. So he said, I know what I'll do. I will tear down my barn and build bigger. And then I will look back and say, oh soul, look at all that you've taken in. Sit back and take it easy. And God said, thou fool, for tonight thy soul shall be required.
That's right. Amen. Yes.
The Bible says, wheresoever your treasure is,
Yes.
there will your heart be also.
Amen.
You can't put it in Ford, Chevrolet, Kia. You can't put it in Toyota. But you better be putting it in Jesus.
Amen. Amen.
It's exactly where you better be putting it in. I'm going to do something for God. And the way that I look at it, church, is that it doesn't matter how big or how small.
Amen.
It doesn't matter how big or how small. See, God wants to use me, then God use me.
Amen.
See, I like it that God can take people that don't even have educations and say, let me tell you something. I can take the foolish things and confound the wise. I can show you what wisdom is. See, there's so many people today, they got so much book smarts, but they ain't got a lick of common sense, amen. They ain't got enough sense to know that Jesus is real, amen. That they think they come from monkeys. Well, then tell me where the monkeys came from, then, amen. It's the truth. The flat out truth. I've never known a monkey yet to talk. People's got it all wrong. They're not considering their ways. They're going by the things of the law. Just because it's legal don't mean it's right.
That's right.
They think it's okay to abort kids. What if Mary had an abortion? What would you have done then, amen? Come on, church.
Right.
See, they're condoning sin. Consider your ways. What if you let it slide by when the Lord said, listen, you're my mouthpiece. Speak up. So what if they don't like you? They don't like you no how.
Amen.
At least make the best of it.
Yes.
I'm tired of people listening to the devil all the time. They say, well, I want to do something for the Lord, but yet they feel the devil on them up. I can't help it. There's going to be another. Don't let the devil ride.
Yeah.
Don't let the devil ride. Because if you let him ride, then he'll want to drive. Don't let him ride. Don't let him talk to you. What we ought to do is stop the devil every time he speaks.
Amen.
Don't let him talk to you. Because if he talks to you, he's going to tell you what to do. Don't let him ride.
That's right. Amen.
We'll be going good for the Lord, and then the next thing you know, we'll see the devil start to show up. Don't let him flag you down. Oh, don't let him flag you down. Because if he flags you down, he's going to turn your soul around. Don't let him ride.
Amen.
We don't need to give place to the devil. How many knows that God has called you to do something?
Amen.
How many knows that God has put a calling on your heart? How many knows that God has put something in there and He wants you to use it for Him? Then you know what? We need to be doing it because time is running out. Today's the day. We got people that are laying in the mountain. God has called you to do something. We need to do it. This is the day. If we don't have people that'll stand up and pack the weight will never get picked up.
Right.
True?
Amen.
It takes a body of Christ to make a church.
Yes.
Not one man, not two men, not men, not women, but Christians
Amen.
to make a body of Christ. But consider your ways. I want us all to look at our priorities. I want you to stop and think. Is your mind more on doing the things that are of this world than the things that are of God throughout the day? We always in this rush microwave world. We don't have time anymore for God. Working all the time. Got ball games. Got all these different things that need done. Working around the house. Don't have time for God. But you can find time to go fishing. Or you can find time to go hunting. You can find time to go to the mall. And you can't find time for God.
Amen.
Well, guess what? To go fishing, you got to go to a water hole. To go to the mall, you got to go to where the mall is. But to go to Jesus, it's wherever you are.
Amen.
It takes gas to go fishing. It takes gas to go to the mall, and it costs you even more money by the time you get there. All it takes is a little bit of love and a little bit of time to get you to Jesus.
Amen.
And then you'll wind up with more than what you started.
Amen.
But we need to consider our ways. I'm getting ready to come to a close. I believe with all my heart we got people. I thank God so much
Oh, yeah.
for the church we have, for the congregation we have. The church is growing. And I don't mean building-wise. Yes, the building, everything. I'm talking the church is growing.
Oh, yeah.
I'm interested in the church growing. But we're still not exactly where we need to be.
That's right.
We're getting there, yes. But we need to consider our ways.
Oh, yeah.
If you want to see God move like He's never moved in your body, or in your finances, or whatever the case is, you're quit taking pleasure in your worldly things and start taking pleasure in God.
Oh, yeah.
Your husband can't come before God.
Right.
Your wife can't come before God. Your pastor can't come before God. You can't come before God. Your children cannot come before God. Your job cannot come before God. He said, I will have no other gods before me.
Amen.
So the way I look at it, if I put God first, the Bible says to first seek ye
Yes.
the kingdom of heaven.
Oh, yeah.
Amen.
Then all these other things shall be added unto you.
Yes.
So if I got my eye on the prize, Sister Karen, then I know I'm pointed in the right direction. And if I will stay on the course, Brother Garland, and not look to the left or look to the right, just stay ahead, Sister Alicia, and look to God, then you know what? Everything is going to line up just the way I will pass by the very ones that I need to pass by. I'll be able to witness to the very ones that I need to witness to. God will bring me right into the path of the ones that He's going to send to help bless the church, to help this thing go. If I'll keep my eyes on the prize. Amen.
Amen.
But we have to consider our ways.
Amen.
What's more important to you, God or staying home? Serious question. What's more important to you? God.
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 Well, it's obvious it is to you. You're all here. And no doubt, there's probably a lot of us that don't feel good. But yet, if He can hang 6 hours on a cross,
Amen.
Amen.
and that's just the tip.
Yeah.
But if the Lord can do that, the least I can do, I'm going to count it joy when I suffer
Oh, yes.
Yes.
for His name's sake. Because I know the devil knows. See, the devil knows what's going on here in West Van.
Yes, he does.
Oh, he knows. He knows. He knows it real well. He reminds me of it. He knows, and I'll tell you, he's shaking in his boots.
Oh, yeah.
Because he knows there's a bunch of people, a bunch of hillbillies, that's got just enough sense to believe what that Bible says.
Amen.
And they're stubborn enough that ain't nobody gonna stop them.
Amen.
And if they believe in this man named Jesus,
Yes.
they've seen Him work, and
Amen.
they want to be a part of that.
Amen.
And they know that God has called them, and He can't do nothing. The devil can't do nothing with us.
Amen.
Oh, sure, he's tried many times to stop you. Sure, he's tried many times to tear you down. And you know what? Maybe very, very often he's had you about that close of giving up. And just when he thought he had you, just when he thought you were on your knees, all of a sudden he heard the words, Amen. And then he said, God, they were praying. Just when he thought he had you. And then you rise up and your hands go in the air.
Yes.
And you
Amen.
say, Lord, I'm a winner either way.
That's right.
Amen.
It don't matter. Because God, even if you took me, my prayers that might be unanswered while I'm alive can still be answered when I'm gone.
Amen.
Yes.
But consider your ways. I'm going to open up an altar. I'm going to ask if everyone just bow your heads and close your eyes. A lot of us, we go through many things and we think we got life figured out sometimes, and the truth is, we don't even come close to having life figured out. The truth is that we just don't have everything that we think we need or we want, but in all reality, all we need is Jesus.
Amen.
All we need is the Lord. But you know, along life's way, Sometimes along this road that we travel on, we pick up some dust. Along the way of trying to help people, we pick up a lot of heartache. We pick up a lot of hurt, a lot of pain. Some of us pick up grudges. We don't mean to, but we get it in our minds that I've got to protect myself. You know, I would rather have 1,000 people say to me in judgment that we heard you preach and you hurt our feelings, than for me to ever have just one lost soul say, I heard you preach, but you didn't preach the truth because you were worried about offending me. Quit looking for a better church and start making your church better by being a better Christian. You can't go around blowing somebody else's candle out and expect it to make yours brighter. It's not going to happen. You see, along the way we've gathered a lot of things. And sometimes we just get things wrong. But I'm asking you to consider your ways. Maybe you are at fault. And you know, and it's not the crime of being at fault. The crime is not doing anything about it. Sometimes we lose track in this fast-paced world. If you're one of those people and you want back on track, you're where you need to be with God. But Lord, just help me in my direction. Help me get my priorities straight. If you just come up and just pray. Just come up and pray. We got people coming right now. Just come up and pray and say, God, I had it wrong. Lord, I had good intentions. I had good intentions. I had good intentions, God. But Lord, I had it wrong. Or maybe I got ahead of you, Lord. Lord, help me and show me. Help my eyes to be your eyes. If you're one of those, we got people right here at the altar right now praying. I just want you to search your soul. Even at this very moment, what's on your mind? Is it going to, after you leave here, to find out what you're going to eat? Or is your mind on where you need to be with God? Where's your mind at? Where's your heart at? See, we got people that says, listen, God, I was wrong. I was wrong.
I just went in the meeting.
I was wrong.
I just went in the meeting.
I need help. You see, church, this is a serious thing because if our priorities are not straight, then neither is our salvation. If it be one of you, would you come? Or if you want prayer, I'm asking you to come. Maybe your priorities are straight. Why don't pray for the ones that aren't? Why not pray for the ones that are weak? The ones that are beaten down, the ones that are struggling, the ones that are hurting. There's many people that have put their whole heart into it, Brother Tracy. They put everything, their whole life, their whole heart. And times they get weak. And they need a brother. And they need a sister that'll lift them up in prayer. They don't need a critic. They don't need a judge. They need a brother or a sister. They need love, not hatred. They need to feel compassion, not shun. They need a hug, not pushed aside. They need a Christian, not a hypocrite. They're looking for people to help them. Many of us go on trips and we'll have to use a GPS or a map. Then why go through life without using the Bible? This is one GPS, this is one roadmap that will never, ever get you lost. It will never lead you the wrong way. So my question to you, do you really love God? Do you really love Him like you say you do? Does He really mean as much to you as what you tell Him? I'm not interested in what you say to me. See, you can lie to me, but you cannot lie to God. He knows the truth. So the question I ask you, what does God mean to you? Would you sell Him for 30 pieces of silver like Judas? Or would you embrace Him, even if it cost you your life? What does Jesus mean to you? You see, you meant so much to Him that He died for you. You still mean that much to Him that He goes through persecution each and every day, all because of what He did for you. Now, what are you going to do for Him? He gave everything for you. Can you give a little bit back to Him? Can you give Him your heart? Can you give Him a little bit of your time? Can you set aside some time and say, Lord, here am I. Sure, God, I've messed up. But God, if you're willing to use me, I'm willing to work. Lord, I want you. How much does God mean to you? So you can say He means everything all you want to. But my question is, what does your heart say? I don't want to know what your lips say. Not interested in what your lips say. I just want to know what your heart says. See, I mean this for my life. Brother Greg, the day that I leave this world, if it be by way of the grave before the rapture, I want people to know. And I hope and pray to God they know with every ounce of being in Him that He put His everything in to doing the work of God. Because that is the only thing that will ever mean anything to you. It won't be how big you build your houses down here. It won't be how much money you've laid aside for your loved ones. It won't be how pretty your grave is when you take your last breath. But what I want to leave behind is a testimony.
Amen.
Something that can't be bought. Something that's priceless. Because my treasures are not in the things of this world, but it's in the things of the Lord God Almighty. We all get off course sometimes. embrace the storms that blows us back on the right course. There's people praying. And if you are one of those, I want to ask if everybody could just bow your heads, close your eyes for a moment. There's no one looking around. If you are one that needs prayer, and you don't want to come up, if you just raise your hand up and put it back down, I will remember you in prayer. Bless that hand, bless that hand, bless that hand, and that hand, that hand. If you're one that doesn't know God, now this won't save you, but if you just raise it real quick and slip it back down, and when I go home, I will be praying for you. Nobody will know who you are. There's no one looking around. Just raise your hand and put it back down. Say, just remember me in prayer. You know, I'm not ready, but pray that God have mercy. If you just raise your hand and put it down. You see, God loves you. The truth and reality is, people today, they'll prepare for storms. When a storm comes their way, they'll go to Walmart and they'll get everything they need. But yet you can warn people that Jesus is coming, and they won't make preparations. Church, you can look at it now. Everybody can look at it now. I hope and pray that everybody got what you came for. You know, I can't force nothing down your throats, so to speak. And nor would I. It would do no good. I can bring the food to the table. I can put it on a plate. I can put it in front of you. But it's up to you if you. I hope and pray that everybody is closer to God than what they were when they came. Because sometimes along the way, we lose sight of things. We get sidetracked. We're human. Our goal is to be about the Father's business. Not to be the next NBA player. Or the next professional football player. Or the next president. Or see how much money you can get in your bank account. That's not why you were created. Not at all. You were created to be about the Master.
Amen.
He loves you. I desire your all's prayers. Just continue to remember my wife. She's not been feeling too good. I've been dealing with ear infection and sinus infection for the past week. It's all right. The devil's going to take me out. He's done it before now. So he can't do it. Sure, the body would like to stay home, and there was no way I'm going to let that happen. Amen. But I desire your all's prayers. I do want to say again, I want hats off to everybody that came out yesterday. And I know a lot of people couldn't come out, and I know there's people sick, but I'm telling you, it was amazing. See, it amazes me every time that we have that shows up. It just blows your mind. The love and the dedication and the people that are eager to work. And I mean, some of them, maybe they couldn't lift a hand and do nothing, but the support. You don't know what that means just being here. Just to sit and just fellowship is awesome. And those of you that had to work or whatever, you were praying, that is awesome. I mean, Guys, amazing things are happening. The food pantry, amazing things are happening. Some of y'all know what was going on. We're in the building.
Amen. Amen.